Everybody knows this is King, and King is back. Next!
EFC 95 is headlined by an electrifying featherweight title fight between Igeu Kabesa and Nerik Simoes.
Trust me, this is the beginning of a new era.
The former champion Kabesa is hell-bent on reclaiming his belt, but standing in his way is the Angolan from CIT, Simoes, who has torn up the division with standout performances to deserve his shot at gold. EFC 95, Saturday the 16th of July. Broadcast details at efcworldwide.com.
Welcome to the EFC 95 pre-event press conference. We're about to get into it with some of our athletes. Up with me today, I've got Vince Bembe and Kia Harvey fighting at featherweight. Huge division at the moment for us. Spearheading this card is the featherweight title fight. So let's get into it with these two athletes. All right, so let's get straight into it. I'm going to go straight to Kia Harvey, all the way from Scotland. Kia, your evolution in our promotion here in South Africa and across Africa has been very interesting. I mean, you landed here and put on a hell of a show, and it's been quite a cool trajectory for you. I know that there's been title aspirations on the line there for you. How does it feel coming back, fighting yet again, guy like Vince Bembe?
I've really enjoyed my time so far out here. There's been two good fights, two good opponents. And I think Vince is just the next one for me. And I've had two good fights, two hard fights. So for me this time, it's really about having an entertaining fight, but getting the finish. And that's the thing I've trained. Honestly, since the week after that last fight, I've been preparing to finish this fight here, and that's what I plan to do.
So on the last fight, you took on current contender Nerik Simoes. Huge battle. I mean, I think you guys won fight of the night for that fight. Huge fight between you two guys. I don't like to do this, but I do want to know, where do you think it all went wrong for you in that fight?
Just different decision-making point. Like I had, especially in that first round, I had his back at times. If I could have maybe pushed for the finish a bit more. You know, my first fight with Tumasanga came out and I felt the altitude, so I tried to take a kind of more laid-back approach in the second fight, and then it ended up being a wild fight. And I think by the time I kind of ran out of energy, I'd lost my chance to try and get the finish or try and steal it on points. And then fair play to him, he showed up that night and the two of us went at it. And it was a closer fight than the judges made it out for sure. I think we both know that. First round was mine, that second round was super tight. And then the altitude hit me in the third and he kind of ran away with it, so fair enough. But we'll see. I kind of feel like that one will probably happen again down the line.
It's funny because, well, I hope it happens again, because I can tell you something. I was, I know it's cliched. I was on the edge of my seat. I wasn't even looking at the scorecards in my head. Like I wasn't trying to work out who was winning that fight because it was so damn entertaining. All I wanted to do was to add more rounds onto the end of it. So thank you for that, and thanks for showing up and putting on a great fight. And I kind of expect those sort of battles from you going forward, because, I mean, you have put on two fights like that. Do you think that that's going to be the same situation with Vince?
Yeah, we'll see. He seems he's up for it. He's very game as well. Seems to have a lot of heart, and he's had some good wins. So we'll see. We'll see.
Before I cross over to Vince and start grilling him a little bit, I want to know, who's winning between Nerik Simoes and Igeu Kabesa?
Do you know what? It's a hard one to pick. I actually, if I'm honest, I'm rooting for Nerik, but we know...
That's because you want your rematch, right?
Well, I think he's a nice guy. I think I would like to see it mix up the division a bit. Kabesa's been here, he's been the champion a few times. But Kabesa obviously has that good discipline with the wrestling, which is hard. It would be hard to stop. So we see they've got 5 rounds in there, so we'll see who's the better man on the night. Awesome.
Mr. Bembe, nice to have you in the hot seat. Been an awesome ride for you. I mean, you've also had a very similar sort of path that Kia's had. A lot of good wins, a lot of hard-fought fights. What do you... this is clearly an elevation in terms of opponent for you. You know, fighting an international, you've seen what he's put on. What are you expecting Kia's going to bring on the night?
Actually, I'm expecting that maybe he's going to try his best to win, you know.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, he's a warhorse. He gets in there and gets things done.
Yeah, that's good. That's good from his side. I won't say much, but I just want to say to him, like, you get a fight coming on as well, so you've got to be ready. So Yeah, you know.
What have the guys been pushing you hard with at XKT, at the House of Tinkerbell, at JP Kruger's gym? What are the? Oh, you're not at JP Kruger. Sorry, you were just sitting with him. What are the guys? What are the guys pushing you doing at Cedric's gym? What are they doing? What are they pushing you hard at?
They're pushing me hard on grappling a lot because that's where I think I was lacking on my fight with Swanepoel. So I needed to work on that actually, so that I can do best and as much as I love this sport, so I needed to work on that a lot. So that's what those guys, they were pushing me on, you know. So yeah, because that's where is my path, you know.
And it's also seemingly where Kia has a huge advantage when he gets in there. I mean, his grappling is high level. Surely you might want to keep him on the feet a little bit. I mean, we saw he also has some boxing with regards to his fight with Nerik. So, I mean, it's going to be an all-round war. Are you expecting a little bit of a trade with him?
Definitely, man. I would love to have that, you know. I love to have someone who will bring it as much as I'll bring it, you know. I would love to, you know. I would love to.
Does Marlboro Stain hurt you in the gym?
Yeah, quite a lot, and that makes me that better, and you know, yeah, I would say that for now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we've got two incredible athletes who have come from, I mean, world-class gyms. Cedric leading the pack over here with Vince, and we've got the Dinky Ninjas over here. Formerly Danny Henry, he still trains there, and he's been doing his work with you, hasn't he, Kia?
Yes.
Eh? I wanted to bring him out. I'm sorry we didn't get that opportunity.
So he's been a big part of this training camp for me. He's been in a lot. He's given me a lot of advice. He's been pushing me in training. So I honestly couldn't ask for a better training partner.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to conclude there and get our next athletes up. I'd like to do a face-off with you two guys.
Sorry.
Bear downs like that usually are the best. It means we're in for a hell of a fight, I tell you. All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. So up next we have what I would say is a prolific matchup in a division that needs a massive groundswell. We know that the welterweight division has carried EFC for the last 12 years. I think it's been one of our strongest divisions to date. And we've got some incredible guys sitting at the top. And these two gentlemen sitting right here are the guys looking at them having to beat each other in order to get to the top. So I'm going to start with Tropical van Staden. Mr. Tropical, how are you feeling ahead of this camp, mate?
I'm feeling excellent. I'm very excited about this fight. Everything's going well. I'm sure it's going well on his side as well. So just really looking forward to it. And I agree with you. I think this is a perfect matchup. I think both of us are very well-rounded, and I think it's going to be an excellent fight.
As far as, look, I mean, let's dig straight into camp, into you asking for this fight. Let's start there. You asked for this fight.
Yeah,
you wanted this, right?
Yeah, well, who else? I mean, I'm winning, he's winning. We're the only two guys winning in the division. Who else am I going to fight? I want to get to the title. He wants to get to the title. And I think we're a good matchup. I think he's well-rounded. I think he's got a good ground game. Usually I just smash the guys on the ground. With him, it's going to be different. He's got layers to his ground game. You can see that. So I think I don't know if you can just take him to the ground. Maybe you're going to have to have another game plan to get past him. So I think it makes it an interesting matchup.
No, I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. An interesting matchup indeed. Both of you well-rounded. I mean, we've seen Peace do his thing a number of times, and I think that, you know, someone said to me the other day, "Oh, hasn't he got a loss?" Listen, you know, I mean, that's not a loss. You know, the reality is that you on an awesome path. You both are. How are you feeling ahead of this camp?
Feeling amazing. I mean,
a fight.
I have the best team in the world, House of Tinkerbell. I have the best training partners, best coach, and like you just said, this is a great matchup, man. Wrestler, striker. I mean, he's right about my ground game, which I'm trying to catch up on, and you know, but it just says a lot about what I'm getting from House of Tinkerbell. They're really drilling me. They're really putting in the work. He's worried about the ground game, which I'm not gonna say I'm worried about it not being at his level, but he's worried about something that I'm trying to catch up on.
It's
And
not a jiu-jitsu match. At the end of the day, this is...
it's a striking.
I mean, it's everything, man.
Yeah, it's
Peace is
mixed
gonna be
martial arts. It's gonna be a great match. That I can promise you. It's gonna be a great matchup, and really hope all the best for him and his camp.
So, if you look at the camps, you're coming out of House of Tinkerbell. There is a huge amount of talent seeping out of that place at the moment. I mean,
100%.
you know, there's bodies. You guys get to roll. You guys get to fight. You guys get to spar with some of the top up-and-comers in Africa at the moment, which is really great. Do you think that is going to be kind of the underpinning value that you're going to bring to this fight, that you have bodies, you have partners non-stop fighting you, pushing you in that direction?
Man, I've got, like I just said now, I've got the best team, you know. House of Tinkerbell, Gift Walker, Nathaniel Komana, which you guys are going to see in the next few weeks, making his debut, electrifying athlete. Shannon Van Tonder, you know, Vince himself, you know, Dominators Den, we cross-training, PESFA, you know. So I'm definitely confident that I've got the right team, I've got the right knowledge surrounding me, you know, to get me ready, to get me at the top, and I'm just grateful and blessed. And like I said on the countdown, may the X-Men win.
Awesome. It's obviously going to come up, and there's a pressing question around it. I mean, okay, at the top of this division, you've got Zico. He's the current welterweight champion. You've got Jose. You've got Mark Hume making a resurgence. You've got Lyle Karam, who wants to come back and fight. I mean, do you honestly believe you guys can hang? I want to know, as we sit here, your conviction to hang with those guys if you win this fight.
What do you mean hang with them? When the last time they fought here? We've been active. We've been winning. They can come back and they can win a couple, and then they can go and compete for the belt.
I like it. That's what I wanted to hear. Most important thing, obviously, going into these types of fights is that we know what's on the line. And there's an opportunity to fight for a title, and that's all that really matters. So as far as this is concerned, let's get straight into face-offs. I'd like to see you guys and the tent you bring. Hold it for as long as you can, guys.
Yeah.
Awesome. Face forward. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I'm looking forward to a hell of a fight, Joe. So we're about to get into the headliner, which I'm really excited about, but I just want to recap what we've just seen here. We've seen a number one contender featherweight fight. We've seen a welterweight number one contender fight. And if you delve into all of those athletes and their past accolades in terms of the fights that they've had in EFC and what we can expect, pure technicians, perfect matchups, you're in for an incredible night at EFC 95. And to cap it all off, the featherweight title between two mind-blowing athletes, guys that I don't think I've ever seen them in the hexagon and not seen an incredible fight come out of these guys. And now we get to see them fight each other. So let's start off with the former featherweight champion, and this belt is vacant. Exen has gone to PFL. He may or may not come back, and if he does, he'll have to take on one of these challenges and re-challenge for the title. Let's go straight over to the former champion, Igeu Kabesa. How's camp been, man?
Jeez, camp has been long, man. Jeez.
I feel like we just had a press conference with you and we were talking about a fight, and now it's a new person. It's mad.
Nah, it's been crazy long, man. I can't say we added anything new, but I can say it's been crazy long and hard. I think.
Well, maybe you're pushing a lot more on certain avenues. I'm sorry to interject there, but I see so much on social. I don't know if anybody else is seeing this, but you hitting the mats. You're in the wrestling gym. I mean, well, either you're taking videos of all these, these wrestlers. It's really cool to see.
No,
going back to your
happens
roots,
about
really.
me?
Yeah?
The thing about me, Graeme, is I think as soon as you start wrestling, I switch on. I tend to become someone different. So the last couple of weeks, the last 3 weeks was crazy hard. Out of the whole camp, I think the last 3 weeks was kind of tough, But it's because it's wrestling. Wrestling is tough. If you do it the right way, if you know what you're actually doing, then it's tough, Like I said, I'm feeling very switched on, feeling very calm. It's been long. And right now, my tummy is just grumbling. I want to get in there now, Graeme.
We choose to do these right before you guys, while you guys are all cutting weight. And that's another caveat to the whole thing that people don't know.
Yeah. Now, and the body's sore as well, Graeme. The body's sore, body's feeling strong. We're good. It's been too long. 8 weeks has been way too long,
I just want to say, there was a period after the Exon fight, where I felt like things weren't coming together. You fought Calvert, yes. You won that fight.
Yeah.
It was just, I feel like with the level of competition that you face, it's maybe from your wrestling days, I don't know. You up your game.
Yeah.
It looks like you're in a space where you're focused in because you know that this man is an incredible threat to the division.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that?
Well, I mean, everybody's a threat that goes up with you in the cage. If someone says they're ready to fight with you in the cage, it's trust me, they're a threat, So we take everybody serious. You got to take them serious. The biggest thing about me, Graeme, is I just like to elevate myself. I prepare not just for now, but I prepare for the future. I work hard now so that in the future I can be happy with the results. You know what I mean? Looking forward for the fight as well. But I can tell you now, wrestling is now making me see things the way I used to see things before, and I'm enjoying it. I'm loving every moment of stepping on the mat, knowing that I'm gonna wrestle. And right now, like I said, it has opened me up in different ways again. And I think you guys are in for a good night. I think you guys are in for a good night.
I'm in for a good night. I know I'm in for a good night. Look, I mean, and that's the story that we have right in front of us. This is the narrative. I'm going to go over to Nerik now, but if I can take, it's almost, there's a very similar story in terms of just getting switched on, getting back into it, remaking yourself. And for me, that is your story because, I mean, when you first joined EFC in your first couple of fights, there was super talent there. It was just missing that something that switched you on. And I feel after your last fight with Kia, you are switched on, man. You're ready for this. This is your time. And I'm really excited to see you fight. Really am.
Awesome.
There wasn't a question there, so you just run with it.
Is it? Okay, now I think when I started, it's so, how can I say it? I got like sort of like a reality check. Because at one point, like you put in the work, but then he's like, nah. And there's no need for the extra session for this guy, nah. But then I think at one of my fights, I was like, okay, how about take everyone seriously?
Do you remember what fight it was that kind of was the game changer for you, where you said to yourself?
I think one of them was the Muscle L's fight. Yeah, that was like because from that day, I told myself, not anymore. Like, there's no such thing as, like you said, there's no such thing as an easy fight.
And I've been hearing it. Let me tell you, at CIT, all I've heard in this gym from the time that we signed you until now is wait till Nerik finds himself. He's got so much potential. And we kind of just never saw it. And then, boom, it's come out of nowhere. And that's where I'm so confident that this matchup is just going to be, it's perfect. It's perfect for you, perfect for Igeu. It's going to deliver. So I'm really glad that you are on fire. It's an important space to be. I want to ask you, you've got Drickers who's just won in UFC. How is that? What's the morale like in the team at the moment with that win?
No, it's quite high. Like, you know what I mean? It motivates, you know what I mean? So when you see your teammates performing, it's like when one of your teammates is in camp, basically you're all in camp. So it's quite motivating seeing him. Then, we find sort of like inspiration from him. not just from him, from other team members, even me, myself. I find inspiration from even the amateurs, like people like, you know what I mean, that have busy schedule, but they make time to come train. Like, I respect such people a lot. So, yeah.
You are repping Angola.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, it's more of a statement that you're repping Angola. What will it be like to? I mean, since De Mart, we haven't had an Angolan champion. You know, so will that be a huge thing for Angola?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I mean, we know they love MMA. They love it, man.
They like fighting. Combat, it's a problem. Like, grow up in Angola, like, there's two things: you play touches or you play fighting.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's fighting. They love it. They love it. So.
And you know, we often say, like, across Africa, it's so crazy. You know, DRC is not known for their soccer team. You know, Angola's got an okay soccer team. I'm not too sure if they're known for it.
Yeah.
Across Africa, you know, these sports, rugby, they don't really take a groundswell. Fighting in Africa is where it's at. You know, DRC, Angola, you know, this is where it's at. So when we get to represent two of the best against one another to their respective countries, what a pleasure, you know?
100%, yeah.
Excited to see you flow and have a good time. Is there anything you guys want to say to each other? I mean, you've had a long enough time to be staring at each other while I'm talking. Guys, this is not I don't think there's one beef matchup in this entire fight card, which is great. Everything is about consummate professionals and guys going to war. Let's have a face-off with you two guys.
Amazing. Face forward. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Awesome.
All right, so we're going to take this opportunity to get in to know a couple of our athletes that their opponents aren't here, but that's fine. Mark Ewan, coming all the way from Scotland, along with Kia from Dinky Ninjas. You are fighting Adrian Sanchez. Very cool matchup as far as two lightweights are concerned. I'm really excited to introduce you to the EFC organization and the fans, because I think after seeing some of your stuff, and I'm not giving away any of your secrets because anybody can see it, and your hands, you know, you got a lot to offer this organization, I think. Tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your training.
Well, I've been training for since I started when I was 16, and I've always just really wanted a better life for myself and for where I come from. So I've been training, I started fighting and just thought, I'm just going to give it my all. I've been giving it my all ever since, and I feel like I'm going to go all the way and be a world champion. So being on stages like this, big opportunities and that are just the next step for me on the path that I feel like I'm on.
It's funny because I see you and I think about some of the European athletes that we've had, and they started out like you know, and then so most of them actually have gone to the UFC, which is incredible, and fought in organizations all over the world and done a lot of cool stuff. And I think to myself, did you ever start out thinking, I'm going to fight in Africa one day, an organization? I mean, it must be so crazy, but so surreal, you know?
It literally is surreal. It's mad. I seen it at one point, but not when I first started. I'd never even knew about EFC until I seen my teammate Danny. But he wasn't even my teammate at the time. I was just a young boy at another gym. And I knew of a Scottish guy fighting in Africa, and I was like, on what show? What is this? I seen Danny fighting, I think it was Boyd Allen or something. And I was like, this is mad. I never knew MMA was so big in Africa. So I seen him, obviously, then moved to higher level, training with Danny, learning more about EFC, and I thought, I want to get out there, I'd love to go out there. And obviously I've been hounding you for a couple of years now, trying to get out there. Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to get here and perform. This is my first time in Africa, obviously, being half Nigerian. Like my dad's Nigerian.
I didn't know that was your background.
African,
amazing.
So I've always wanted to be out here. It's my first time in Africa, so this is a big experience for me to come out here and prove to the fans that, listen, I'm going to go to the very top and just show what I'm capable of.
Well, I look forward to it, mate. Do you know anything about your opponent, Adrian?
Not too much. I just watched a couple of fights, but there's nothing I really need to worry about. I just focus on myself. That's always a game plan for me. I focus on my strengths and just utilise them on the night.
Well, let me just welcome you to the organisation. Guys, I cannot wait to see this guy fight. Think of Danny Henry, think of Keir Harvey, and now you're going to have Mark Ewan to deal with, which is a huge addition to our organization and the lightweight division. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
I'm going to go over to Yaku. He's not new to the organization, and he's never had his opponent in front of him to do a press conference with, but that's okay. Yeah. You're making huge inroads into the middleweight division. This is your second fight with us now, and there's been a little bit of back and forth getting you into your second fight, and I'm really stoked to see you in action. You're fighting a guy named Maurice. Maurice is new to EFC. He, like Mark, has been hounding me for maybe 2 years to get into EFC. Let's focus on you. How's your camp? I asked Nerik this question. How was the morale? It must be incredible at CIT after Dricus's win.
Yeah, so very high. We're very happy for him. It has a huge effect on all of us because we see the work we put in actually works on the biggest stage in the world. So it's a huge boost for all of us, and camp went great. I camped with him, his whole camp before that as well. Been camping for a very long time, so I'm ready. Once again, I'm here and my opponent's not, so please, Maurice, if you're watching, please, man, let's fight. Let's make this happen. I'm very desperate for a fight, so please.
Yeah, there's nothing like a guy who's desperate to fight. I can't wait, mate. Are we going to see those legs in action?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I don't want to give away too much, but let's see.
I don't think you need to worry about giving away stuff, dude. I mean, you guys just get in there at CRT and your motor. I mean, that's the beauty about your background and your gym is you guys go to war. And I can always expect a good fight out of you guys. Are you excited to just get in there and mix it up, I'm sure?
Yes, I'm ready for a war. I'm ready to showcase what I've been learning and showcasing it on a big platform. So, yeah, I'm just excited to perform, man.
I'm going to harp on about it one more time because it is important. Guys like Dricus, they represent the roadmap for a lot of the up-and-coming athletes, what they should be doing, how they should be doing it, working with the organization to get over there and make it happen. And I mean, that must be something on your mind. Is like
incredible.
There's a massive opportunity ahead of you.
Exactly. The path is laid out. We just have to put in the hard work like we've been doing, and we'll get there slowly but surely.
Nice. Awesome. Nice to have you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to go over to other athletes now. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Can't wait to see you fight. I'd love to do a face-off for you too, but it'd be a bit weird, huh?
Yeah.
I'm very excited to introduce these two guys, and we know Orlando. He's fought for us a number of times, and he's got a huge fight coming up against Sizwe Mnikati.
Yes.
This fight was originally scheduled for bantamweight. It'd be probably the first time I think Sizwe would have ever made bantamweight. But I got a call from the team. He's not going to make it. He's at 64.
Yes.
No skin off your back, mate.
No problem. That's good also.
You don't mind. You just want to get in there and scrap.
I just want to get in there and do my work. That's it.
After watching Sizwe's last fight, I'm almost sure that he's going to want to really put on a trading war with you and get busy with you. Yes. Are you excited about that type of fight? I mean, you love fighting, mate.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just like, I'm waiting for anything he's going to bring it, and also going to bring it back to him. Exactly.
What's it like training with the guys at HOT, at HOT?
Like my team.
Yes.
Yeah, my team is very good. Like I'm also believe exactly like how we're training with the.
Who hurt you the most there? Who hurts you the most?
This guy, Peace, and all of them is like, but like I love that because it's my sponsor.
Awesome,
yes,
awesome.
Really.
Well, I can't wait to see you fight, mate. You're always a great athlete to have on our roster.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to move over to a new athlete that we've signed, Nathaniel.
Yes, sir.
Nathaniel is an up-and-comer. He's joined the organization, a huge prospect. He's not fighting on EFC 95, but he's fighting on EFC 96.
Yes, sir.
Who are you fighting? What do you know about him? Tell us about yourself. Give us the overview of you.
Okay, I am Nathaniel Kamana, a.k.a. Kakarot.
Kakarot?
Kakarot, yeah.
What's that?
It's Goku. It's Goku's real name. That's who I am.
You are exactly like Gift. Yeah. And we've got Israel Adesanya 2.0s here. Okay? Two of them.
I am just a nice guy, man, that comes from a good gym and they can just scrap if it's time to scrap. I'm very, very excited to be here. I had like a test run at All Africans. I came second at All Africans. So this is very, very exciting for me to be a part of EFC. It's always been a dream of mine to be a professional athlete, to be a professional fighter. Now that I'm here, I'm like, I'm sitting next to Graeme. I'm like, gee.
Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's get a fight happening.
I'm fighting Musa Sitwape. He fights out of Conradstrom now. I think he just moved to Conradstrom. I know he's a really, really good kickboxer. He's a SA kickboxing champion, I think. And his last fight, he won with a rear naked choke against Benjamin. So I'm pretty clued up when it comes to most of the guys in EFC. And I'm really, really excited just to get in here and just fight
Nathaniel,
everyone.
that helps, mate. When you are... I say it again, so many of the athletes have come through the hallowed halls and started exactly where you're sitting, knowing the athletes, looking up to the situation and going, I want to do this. I know what that guy's about. And their careers are embedded in the organization, which is incredible because then when they do go off, they've really laid the best foundation possible. You know,
Yes,
so
yes, they
I
have.
think that you're on the right wicket there. In Orlando's fight, what can we expect from Orlando against Sizwe?
Like, Mean Machine is gonna bring it, man. I mean, I know Sizwe as well. He's had a few fights in the featherweight division. He's fought Ashley Calvert.
Feather, lightweight.
Feather,
He's mixed it up. I mean, I think he also fought welterweight, middleweight at one stage in his early career, not with us, like early days.
So he's also like, his stand-up, he's a really, really good boxer. And then you're like, oh, he's boxing so good. And then he takes the guy down, he has rear naked choke win. So I'm like, we are prepared for everything. He's gonna bring the wrestling, we can wrestle. He's gonna bring some striking, we can strike. And if we want to take it to the ground, I mean, Mean Machine has got some jiu-jitsu, man, like for real. Like, I've almost had my shoulders taken home. So prepare for everything with this fight. It's gonna be fireworks.
Awesome. He sold his teammate fight. I like it. One last thing from you. What can we expect from you that the EFC fans should know? When you're going to step in there, how are you going to feel? What are you going to bring to the hexagon?
Technical violence.
I like it.
Technical violence.
I like it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot wait to see Nathaniel. EFC 96 against Musa Sitwape and Orlando Machava.
Mean Machine.
Mean Machine is fighting Sizwe Mnikati, EFC 95. That's going to be a hell of a scrap. Should be on the main card as far as I'm concerned, but there's so much talent built up at that 95 main card that we just couldn't squeeze you on. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you.
EFC 95 features an electrifying featherweight title fight between South Africa's Igeu Kabesa and Angola's Nerik Simoes. Headlining an event with some of the fiercest athletes from across the world, EFC 95, 16th of July. Broadcast details at efcworldwide.com.